What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Detroit Lions video. Now, today the Detroit Lions do kick off versus the Jacksonville Jaguars in just a few hours, maybe less by the time you are seeing this. And as we do every single weekend, I want to go over the injury report for both teams before the game and go over some last-minute Lions news that might have popped up in the past couple of days so that you guys are caught up on everything you need to know before these two teams do clash in Jacksonville. Now, before we do get into the video and talking about which players are playing, not playing, and questionable, if you are new to the channel and are enjoying the content, consider liking the videos and subscribing to the channel. It only takes 2 seconds out of your day to do so, and it would help me out a lot. It would help the channel out a lot, and I would be greatly appreciative for it. So if you could do that, just take those 2 seconds out of your day to do so. I would be greatly appreciative for it. But with that being said, let's get into talking about this last minute Lions news and the Lions/Jaguars injury report so that you guys are caught up on everything you need to know before week 6. Now, starting with the Detroit Lions injury report. Now, the Lions are actually fairly healthy this week as they only have one player that is officially out, and that is Desmond Trufant. He is out with a hamstring injury, which means Jeff Okudah will be officially making his 3rd career start for the Lions in week 6. Now, I'm not super concerned about this because I think that Jeff Okudah has been playing better than Desmond Trufant. Desmond Trufant has been struggling a lot throughout the first couple of games of his, Detroit tenure. So I don't know if it's an ability thing. I don't know if it's a coaching thing, but Desmond Trufant has not been playing super well, and I'm not super concerned about it right now. I think that Jeff Okudah has actually been playing slightly better than Desmond Trufant. He's at least made some really impactful plays for that defense. So Desmond Trufant is missing the game, which obviously sucks because he has some talent, but at the same time, he's not playing very well. So it just gives Jeff Okudah another chance to show what he can do as a starter. Now, CJ Moore is questionable today with a calf injury. He was fully practicing on Friday with the Detroit Lions, so I do think that he will play. He was fully practicing. He was full go on Friday's practice, so it seems like he is okay, and he will be a major contributor for the special teams unit. And then the most impactful injury of the bunch is Frank Ragnow. He is questionable with a groin injury. He was limited in practice on Friday. He did not practice on Thursday, but was limited in practice on Wednesday. So he's been kind of off and on a little bit throughout the week, which is not good to see. Obviously, Frank Ragnow is probably, our top 3 player on the team right now. Maybe the second most important player on the team right now outside of Matthew Stafford, of course. So, Frank Ragnow can't play. That's going to be a huge impact. That's going to hurt this line a lot. I still think we can recover. I think Joe Dahl can slide over to center if we need him to. I think that, we can rotate some guys around and we will be okay. But, obviously, if we have Frank Ragnow, we will look a lot better than if we don't. But I think Frank Ragnow will play. I know he did not practice on Thursday, but Frank Ragnow is a fighter. He's a dude that wants to go out and play football for his team. And if he can physically do it, if he can physically snap the ball and block, he is going to be out there for his team. That's just the type of player. That's just the type of person that he is. So if Frank Ragnow can play, I guarantee you he will be playing. But, I'm not sure if he will be playing in this game or not. And that is by far the biggest and most impactful injury out of everybody that I will talk about today. Now, that's it for the Lions injury report. We have 1 player that's out, 2 players that are questionable, 1 player that I expect to play, 1 player that I am not quite sure on just yet. But other than those 3 players, everybody else is healthy. Everybody else is ready to go. Everybody else will be gearing up for the Lions for sure. 100% they are a go. Now, the Detroit Lions this week are returning a few players from injured reserves, or at least they are, allowed to return 3 players from injured reserves. Now, Justin Coleman is one of those players. He does not look as though he is ready to make his week 6 debut. He does not look like he is ready to return to the Detroit Lions this week. He really hasn't been practicing a whole lot in the past week over the bye, and he just doesn't seem quite ready to come back from that hamstring injury, unfortunately. However, there are several people that are ready to come back from injured reserves. Bo Scarborough being one of them. He's been practicing all week and he's looked okay in practice. I would expect him to suit up and maybe get some carries this Sunday for the Lions. Joe Dahl is very likely to return. He has been activated. He is ready to go. He might slide in at that center spot if Frank Ragnow is not a go. And if Frank Ragnow can play, if Frank Ragnow is playing, then Joe Dahl will be at that left guard. Jonah Jackson will be at that right guard, and they will have to figure out the right tackle at some point. Mike Ford is also practicing this week. He is likely to return as well. He is a big special teams contributor. He is, a pretty decent depth cornerback. Just getting more depth at that cornerback position, getting more depth and more talent back is big for the Lions. So all three of those guys will be returning to the roster today. Justin Coleman, unfortunately, will not be playing today, most likely in week 6, but he should be returning very soon to this Lions team. Moving over to the Jacksonville Jaguars injury report, theirs is very slim as well, and they only have questionable people. Nobody on the roster is out or doubtful for the game. However, they do have some pretty big name guys that are questionable for this game. The first of which is Josh Allen, the pass rusher, the former 7th overall pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is questionable with a knee injury. Now, he did not play or did not practice on a Friday, so I don't know if he's going to play this Sunday. Maybe it was precautionary, maybe it wasn't. We will have to find out when the Jacksonville Jaguars defense takes the field. Avery Jones, a defensive player for them, is questionable with an ankle/hamstring injury. He was limited in practice on Wednesday, but did not practice Thursday or Friday, so I would not expect him to be playing in today's game. Dakota Allen, the former Last Chance U star Texas Tech linebacker, is questionable with a foot injury. He was limited in practice on Friday and did not practice Wednesday or Thursday, so he's getting a little healthier. But again, he did not practice for over half the week, so I'm not sure if he will be playing in this game. And then DJ Chark, the Jaguars' #1 wide receiver, is questionable with an ankle injury. He did not practice Wednesday or Thursday, but was limited in practice on Friday, so there is a chance that he could return. But again, not practicing for a majority of the week does make me skeptical to whether or not he is going to return, whether or not he will be on the field. I am unaware. I don't know. It says questionable, obviously, but a lot of these Jaguars players did not practice during the week. A lot of these Jaguars players missed some practices and missed some time on the field. So, either way, if they play, they're not going to be 100%. And if they don't play, obviously, they're not going to have an impact on the game. Now, getting onto some last-minute Lions news, because there is quite a bit this week. The Lions had a lot of shuffling on the roster, and they had a lot of movement. Now, the first thing that is important is that David Blough was assigned from the practice squad to the active roster. He's officially a part of the 53-man roster as far as I know. And the Lions did this because the Dallas Cowboys were trying to actually sign him from the practice squad. They were trying to take David Blough away from the Lions and sign him to be a Dallas Cowboy. The Lions obviously have some faith. They obviously have some confidence in David Blough to be the third-string quarterback. So they signed him so that Dallas could not do so. They also activated Isaac Nauta for this week from the practice squad. That is a big thing. Obviously, a lot of people thought Isaac Nauta was going to make the team as either a tight end or a fullback option. He got put on the practice squad. He's been protected all 4 weeks so far, all 5 weeks so far. And, he's been a guy that the Lions want to keep on the practice squad, want to keep around because he has some really good potential. And the Lions don't want to see him go somewhere else and make place for another team. He has been activated this week, which is, in large part due to the fact that Hunter Bryant was placed on IR this week. He has a concussion. He hasn't played for the Lions yet. He is a undrafted free agent rookie from the University of Washington. He was a guy that a lot of Lions fans have been excited about, have been anticipating to see him play. He has not done so yet. He's had some hamstring injuries, and I believe he got a concussion in practice this week. So the Lions have officially placed him on IR and brought up Isaac Nauta to be that official third tight end. So we will have 3 tight ends healthy for this week's game, which we haven't had yet in the NFL season. The last bit of Lions news is that Chris Jones, the cornerback that we signed a few weeks ago, is officially released by the Detroit Lions. This is probably in part due to the fact that Mike Ford is coming back, that, Justin Coleman is allowed to come back when he is healthy. We're getting some more cornerback depth, and at this point, Chris Jones just doesn't fit anymore, and the Lions had to release him and let him go. Now, that is all I have for the news today. That is all I have for the injury report. The Lions are looking pretty healthy. Hopefully Frank Ragnow can play. Hopefully CJ Moore can play, because both of them are going to have impacts on the team. I'm not going to say hopefully Jaguars guys don't play, because I don't want to see anybody get injured. I don't want to see nobody not play their game that they're, being paid to play. But, Josh Allen and DJ Chark are very big injuries, and if neither of those guys can play, that will be a huge advantage for this Lions team. As obviously Josh Allen is a phenomenal pass rusher, guy that I wish the Lions were able to draft in 2019's draft. He was taken 1 pick before TJ Hawkinson, so I wish that the Lions had drafted him. He's a phenomenal pass rusher. I believe had 10 and a half sacks his rookie season. He has been very, very good. He has a very bright future in Jacksonville and in the NFL. So if he's not playing, that will be a huge plus for the Lions, and as well as DJ Chark. He had 1,000+ yards last season. He is a very good wide receiver, and if he is not eligible to play, if he cannot play, that will be a huge hindrance for this Jags passing game. So not a whole lot of injuries this week, not a whole lot of guys missing time or out for sure, but there are a lot of questionable guys. There are a lot of guys that, if they don't play, are going to have huge impacts on this game. And we'll have to see what happens. Obviously, questionable means they could not play. We will have to see, and we will have to wait and see until they officially kick off at 1 p.m. But with all that being said, that is all I have for you guys today. If you did enjoy the content, as I said in the beginning, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. It helps me push this channel out to more Lions fans. It helps me push this channel out to more NFL fans, and it just helps me grow the channel so much, and I would be greatly appreciative for it. But with that being said, that is all I got for you guys today. If there is any more Lions news before tomorrow, then I will obviously make a video letting everybody know. But until then, that is all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all tomorrow with more Lions videos. Bye, guys.